Good morning. My name is Richard Petelmo Jr. and I will discussing about the three countries that I chose that is best policing system for me. Okay, let's start. Introduction. Each person in the world or nation are needed to be safe in a country from people who commit wrongdoings that can happen anytime. That is why policing system developed that enforce law to follow it and punishes who did not, and also giving justice to the victims from a crime, to keep us safe and away from harm for the sake of people in the country. So, in my opinion, I chose three countries that had a best policing system in the world of preventing a crime. So, so number one is Canada. I chose Canada. Policing in Canada is administered on three levels: the municipal, provincial, and federal, that made them unique. Also, their largest policies in Canada are CMP, or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, Metropolitan Toronto Police, Ontario Provincial Police, and the Quebec Provincial Police Officers. And almost 60,000 police officers in three different levels made the most expensive component of justice system in policing. Okay, next. Function in their functions and missions. Throughout Canada, the RCMP enforces laws made under the authority of the Canadian Parliament. Administration of justice within the provinces, including enforcement of the criminal code, is part of the power and duty delegated to the provincial governments. The RCMP provides police services under the terms of policing agreements to all provinces, except Ontario and Quebec, Yukon, the Northwest Territories, and Nunavut, and under separate municipal policing agreements to 197 municipalities. So the following is a list of firearms used by police forces in Canada. The vast majority of firearms used by Canadian police are semi-automatic. So first is the Sig Sauer P226, and next is the Sig Sauer P320, and the third Glock 17 Gen 4 pistol, and fourth is Smith and Wesson Model 5906. And next, Smith and Wesson M&P. And lastly, the Heckler and Koch P2000. So those are the weapons that used by the Canadian police that are semi-automatic. Okay, next, criminal justice system. There are basically four levels of court in Canada. First, there are provincial territorial courts, which handle the great majority of cases that come into the system. Second are the provincial territorial superior courts. These courts deal with more serious crimes and also take appeals from provincial territorial court judgment on the same level, but responsible for different issues, is the federal court. At the next level are the provincial territorial courts of appeal and the federal court of appeal, while the highest level is occupied by the Supreme Court of Canada. Okay, next. For education and training, the Canadian Police College, located in Ottawa, Ontario, is a center for professional learning for members of the Canadian and international policing community. The policing system of Canada is good, although the current number reflects a significant rise in the total police strength in the country, the highest in 12 years after steady declines in 1980s and 1990s. Canada still utilizes fewer police than Wales, 262 over 100,000 provincially. Nova Scotia had the highest number at 193.8 officers per 100,000. Okay, next. The next I chose is country of China. So the Chinese Police Armed Police Force was set up in April 1983 and is made up of PLA forces on domestic defense duty and the Armed Frontier Defense Firefighting Police, which carry out a military service system. It is an armed defense force for social security which undertakes police duties. and their functions and missions, the armed police force undertakes the task of avoiding and curbing through the use of arms acts of sabotage, defending social security, and protecting national security, life and property according to the needs of public security work and in compliance with the law, government rules and regulation, and other administrative laws and regulations. Since the democratic movement June 4, 1989, in Tiananmen Square, the status and importance of the People's Armed Police have been rapidly elevated. The CCP's Central Military Committee has made public that in case there is any domestic upheaval, the People's Armed Police will be first mobilized. In other words, the Armed Police is PRC's main force in charge of the domestic security and social stability. Law enforcement, military, paramilitary, and important security personnel are allowed to use firearms. Police are to use issued pistols only to stop serious or dangerous crimes. Airsoft guns are practically prohibited in China as muzzle energy limits classify them as real firearms. Okay, first of the weapon they use is baton. Next is handcuffs, tear gas ejectors, flashlight, knives, anti-stab vest, and the 9mm Chinese police revolver. The criminal justice system, there are four levels of courts used to adjudicate criminal cases, from the highest to lowest. The Supreme People's Court, the Higher People's Courts, the Intermediate People's Courts, and the Primary People's Courts. Education and training. The basic purposes of public security and police education and training are to enhance the ideological and professional caliber of police officers and to develop them morally, intellectually, and physically. The educational system is designed to develop specialized public security personnel at different levels in universities, colleges, and schools to train police officers according to their different grades and to produce specialized personnel of all ranks. Thus, policing system of China is good. The police of China can be counted among the best police force in the world. The innovative training methods of which they undergo has aided a great deal in combating crime. The training of this force involves a condition of mind and body to, to be a proactive and counter provocation or crime with the appropriate measures. They undergo rigorous training and discipline. They effortlessly exhume endurance and unique effectiveness. The creativity in the police force of China as compared to other police force is on a high level. Their tactical operations are among the world's best. This great skill has minimized brashness usually exhibited by other police force. Okay, next is England. The Metropolitan Police Service was established in 1829 as the first of the modern police forces. It is by far the largest of the police services that operate in Greater London since 2002. It covers an area of 620 square miles and a population of 7.2 million. Police services in the UK are organized around two legal entities: the Office of Constable and the Police Force. Police officers, no matter their rank, each individually hold the office of constable. The office of constable grants them powers to detect, prevent, and investigate crime. Functions and missions. The mission statement of the Metropolitan Police Service is working together to make London the safest major in the world. The seven priorities of the Metropolitan Police Service are to provide a local policing team in each electoral ward in London, combat terrorism and improve safety and security, develop an understanding of criminal networks to reduce the harm they cause to London, secure the safety of the transport network in the Olympic Games, while ensuring the resilience to deal with major incidents. In short, next is the ensure that staff, partners, and the community have the information they need when they need it. Put what the public wants from the police service at the heart of the MPS. Improve the quality of leadership training that the workforce receives. So these are the weapons that the vast majority of firearms used by British police are semi-automatic. So these are the weapons. First is the Glock 17, next Heckler and Koch G36K and C semi-automatic variants fitted with integral GF 3x4 sights, EOTech holographic sights or ACOG telescopic sights. And third is the LMT, LMs, and LM7. Heckler and Koch MP5 SF. The criminal justice system. A wide number of agencies work together to deliver what is known as the criminal justice process, including the police, the courts, the prison service, the Crown Prosecution Service, and the National Probation Service. The work of these various agencies is overseen by three government departments: the Home Office, the Attorney General's Office, and Department of Constitutional Affairs. Number 2. Prosecution. Before the Crown Prosecution Service was formed in 1986, it was the police who decided whether to take cases to court. Today, the Crown Prosecution Service decides whether or not to prosecute people in court. However, the police still investigate the alleged offense. In most cases, the Crown Prosecutor will decide whether to charge a person with a criminal offense and will determine the appropriate charges or charge. In those cases where the police determine the charge, which are usually more minor and routine cases, they apply the same principles. In education and training, the application process typically involves an application form, online tests, and interview and assessment center. You also have to demonstrate your fitness and pass a medical test. Successful applicants will then undergo a training program lasting between 3 weeks and 3 months. The policing system in England is good. They truly exceeded the call of duty when they launched a campaign raising awareness of the police awareness number. They have successfully achieved police protection in the nooks and crannies of the UK. The standard of discipline in this force is unparalleled. They are the most transparent police force in the world. It is an inclusive and flexible system of policing. This method of policing was founded by Robert Peel. This police is truly deserving of the first place among the top 10 police force in the world. Okay, that's all. Thank you. And thank you for listening and thank you for watching. Goodbye.